Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Melissa and I am so thrilled to have you here. I wanted to welcome you to my very first Sunday Salon video for BookTube. If you missed my introduction video as to what this is and what I'm trying to do here, I will link that below so you can take a look at it. But basically, what the Sunday Salon is, it is a idea that comes from the blogging world, at least as far as I know it. I've been a blogger for 12 years and have been participating in the Sunday Salon on and off with some degree of regularity for the last 12 years. And it's probably been in existence longer than that, so probably about 15. But basically, it's the idea that you imagine that you are in some kind of vast university library reading room kind of setting, talking with other bookish people about what they're reading, about what you're reading, how your week is gone, what you're thinking about, and what you're interested in. And as I said in my introductory video, like the idea of doing like a Friday reads wasn't working for me, or a weekly wrap up. If I don't have an actual day set to film or to do these, then I'm probably not going to have it. So I do need that like day accountability, if you will. So Friday reads wasn't working for me because the work week gets kind of a little crazy, and in thinking about how I could do this kind of content for you, I came up with the idea of trying to implement the Sunday Salon here on BookTube on my channel. So again, like I said in the introductory video, if this is something that you like, that you think might work for your channel, feel free to steal it and make it your own. But so without further ado, I thought that I would just dive in, tell you about what I've been reading, what I've been doing, and yeah. So I haven't really done a weekly wrap up for the last couple weeks for kind of a good reason. So about 2 weeks ago, a little less than 2 weeks ago, I woke up on Monday morning. This was like the 9th or the 8th, I guess, with like searing pains in my side, and I was like feeling really sick and crampy, and I was throwing up and everything. It was pretty bad, and my husband wound up taking me to the hospital. And long story short, it was a fairly small kidney stone that was the culprit. So that week, yeah, I was just kind of recuperating a little bit, kind of like laying low and whatever. But the book that I read during that time was Island Affair by Priscilla Oliveras. And I gotta say that I am not really, I am not much of a romance reader. And I absolutely loved this book. It is set in Key West, which is one of my all-time favorite places in the world. I love Key West. I have great memories of going there 2 years ago with my best friend for when we celebrated our 50th birthdays. And so Key West is just represents like a really great time for me. And by great time, I don't mean that we were living it up or whatever. It was actually kind of quiet and seeing the sights and eating great food and relaxing by the pool. And anyway, but so I picked up Island Affair for the romance, for the setting of Key West, and it wound up being the best possible book that I could read while I was recuperating from the kidney stone. So this is a story. I will say that the description on the back I'm not really crazy about, because I don't really think that it represents the book very well. But so it is the story. Sarah Vance is a social media influencer, and she has her own brand, and travels around the world, and does all the things that a social media influencer does. So she is also in recovery from an eating disorder, and she's always had feelings of not being able to measure up with her family. Her family is very high achieving. They are a bunch of doctors, and physicians, starting with her parents and her sister and her brother. Very type A, very, like I said, high achieving, very competitive. And Sarah has just never fit in. And her mother is recovering from cancer and decides to invite the family to a vacation in Key West. And Sarah invites her boyfriend to come along with them as a way to show her parents that she has her life together and whatever. Anyway, so the boyfriend ditches her at the airport, and she coincidentally runs into this guy, Luis Navarro, who is a firefighter. He's an EMT, and he is on a break he's on like a mandated week-long leave from his job in order to, because he's kind of scarred from like this accident that they responded to that reminds him of another accident in his past. So so we get into like the fake fiance, the fake boyfriend trope of, Sarah decides that she is going to, arrange for Louis to be her boyfriend for the week, and so it's like this elaborate scheme, and they're definitely attracted to each other, and so it's like, what's their relationship going to be after the week, and but it kind of goes into a little bit more than that. It's about like the facades that we show to the people in our lives and who care about us, and I just thought it was really, really well done. I said, I'm not a romance reader, but look at the cover. I mean, the cover is just stunning. It's gorgeous. It just evokes everything about Key West, and this is the first in the Keys to Love series. There is another one that is out on NetGalley now called Anchored Hearts, and anyway, so Priscilla Oliveras is a Latinx romantic romance author, and so there is definitely infused with her Latin heritage and her Puerto Rican background, and it's just really good. If you are recovering from any kind of illness, I would highly recommend this one. I forgot to mention a book that I had read prior to Island Affair was Olive Again by Elizabeth Strout. This is the sequel to Olive Kitteridge, and so in this book that we meet Olive again when she is in her early 70s, I believe, is when we first meet her, and the book kind of takes it follows Olive through the next 10 or 15 years, I forget exactly which, of her life. She's remarried again. We see some of the same characters from Olive Kitteridge, and I thought that this was this was also a great read. I really enjoyed this one, and I think would also highly recommend this one too. I'll probably have more to say about this in my monthly wrap-up too. So those were those two books. Oops, don't want them to fall. Okay. Sorry about that. Anyway, so the second book that I read this week was Choose Happiness by Rachel Cole. I am going to be doing an author chat with Rachel very soon. We don't have a date set yet. We're probably filming either tomorrow or Wednesday of this week, but suffice it to say, and I will do an separate introductory video to this book. Rachel is a longtime friend of mine. We have known each other since high school. We work together at our town's a local library together, and so she has just written a book, Choose Happiness, about how we all have the power within us to better our circumstances through positivity and by doing concrete things that we can do in order to brighten our lives and to create more happiness in our lives and in the lives of others. One of the fun things about this book is that I blurbed it on the back. This was before I started BookTube, so it doesn't mention that I'm a booktuber, but I'll just read you what I said. In a world that can often turn dark and negative, Rachel Cole is an abundance of the brightest light. Through her inspiring words, Rachel's positive and upbeat message of choosing happiness, finding joy, and embracing hope becomes more than a catchy mantra. It is a living, breathing philosophy, one that resides at the core of her being and embodies the very essence of her soul. Rachel's natural ability to motivate and encourage others is an authentic gift that radiates from her heart and reverberates to everyone everywhere. As you can see, I tabbed several sections throughout this, and I really enjoyed it. So happy for my friend that she has published this book, and I really look forward to talking to her more soon. So what I'm currently reading is Long Time Coming. I gotta really work on the sun glare and this new plate angle where I'm filming. I'm filming in our bedroom, and mainly because the natural light is so much better here than in the basement. You don't get the nice bookcase behind me, but I think it's actually a little bit better. But anyway, current read, I digress. Long Time Coming, Reckoning with Race in America by Michael Eric Dyson. I think this has the potential to be my first 5-star read of the year. I love the structure of this book. What he does with this is it is a series of letters to people who have been killed. Elijah McClain, Emmett Till, Eric Gardner, Breonna Taylor, Sandra Bland. It just really So, for example, in the chapter about that's addressed to Breonna Taylor, he talks about black theft. In the chapter about that is the letter to Emmett Till, he brings in about like police brutality. So I'm not really doing this justice. I think it is a phenomenal book. I will talk about this more in my weekly monthly wrap up, where I might actually do a video separately, an individual video with this book. I think it's really powerful. I think it's necessary. I think I'm learning a lot from this, and it makes me want to read more of Michael Eric Dyson's work. So that is Long Time Coming. And finally, the other book that I'm reading, I'm listening to A Promised Land by Barack Obama on audio. I have been on the waiting list for this on audio for a couple months now. As soon as I heard that he narrates the book, I immediately signed up from my library to be on the audiobook version, and that just came in this week, so I am thrilled. So I am only about 20 pages into this. I'm only on chapter 2. But this is going to be what I will be listening to on my commutes to work, and also like this evening while taking my daughter back to college. It's one of the reasons why I don't have too much more to say about my reading this week. I've only read the one book by my friend Rachel Cole, and I'm still in the middle of Long Time Coming, which is a relatively short book. It's not even like 200 pages. Like I said, my daughter's been home from college this weekend, and so we've just been like catching up on our shows. We were doing a whole marathon of Queer Eye on last night, or 2 nights ago on Friday night, along with Grace and Frankie. Catching up with that. We did some shopping yesterday. We went to Costco for a few things and to Goodwill, and I'll have a book haul in a separate video about that. But oh my god, I am just having like a really hard time going out in public lately. We have been pretty much kind of confined to the house, other than when I go to work. all of our groceries are being delivered, either being delivered to the house or by curbside delivery. I order everything online. I rarely go to the stores. And, like I said, for whatever reason yesterday, we decided to go to Costco and to Goodwill, which I know on Saturday afternoons, that is not the time to be going there, but it was just like so overwhelming and so crazy that, I mean, I honest to God, like, I got the sense of like being in like a mosh pit with people. And so how do you guys do that? Those of you who are out and about, obviously we were masked up, we were double masked. I had hand sanitizer in the car. We didn't really, obviously interact with anybody. We were, but it's like the people getting up against you in your space, or like the mask holes who don't put on their mask until they're within like an inch of the door, and it's the same damn ratty mask that they've been wearing since last March, if they even have been wearing. I mean, I guess maybe some of this is born out of the fact that I live in Western Pennsylvania, and this is a very conservative, very red county that I live in, and it is just it's just like people just don't really like care or give a damn anymore. So anyway, that's a bit of a rant. That's what I've been reading. That's what I've been doing. I hope that your reading week has been a good one. And like I said, I hope that you like the Sunday Salon format. It's really no different than Friday reads or a weekly wrap up or anything else. It just that happens on Sunday, and so we'll see how it goes. Anyway, so I hope that you have a good week. I hope that you're reading some great books. Tell me what you're reading in the comments. I would really love to hear about it. And until next time, thanks for watching.